So, following presentation is going to be like the gold one, delivered by our gold man from the gold sponsor. So, Symphony, as you know, is gold sponsor of this conference. They say they are a company that is pioneering the partnership model that delivers the most ambitious and impactful end-to-end digital projects for the world's most influential Fortune 5 companies, tech giants and disruptors across major industries. They also say they are building the workforce of the future, enabling the best global talent to come together to deliver work that matters. Irfan Godinjak is with us today. As a Symphony's representative, he will give us a closer look at how Symphony has been growing and mastering how to successfully deliver projects and build their clients' products. He will talk about the core pillars of their delivery philosophy and how they're successfully blended into clients' organizations, and finally, how that helps them ensure excellence. Interesting fact, Irfan had 10 years anniversary in Symphony this year. In his 15 years long career, he started as a developer and grew through different leading positions from the team through product and project leadership to head of service delivery in Sarajevo Hub. So from his learning experience in Symphony, he says nothing happens overnight. You have to take one step at a time, leave the comfort zone, learn from mistakes, and ultimately empower people to do great work. Irfan is a go-getter, passionate about sports and challenging status quo in everything he does. We should ask him, is he a servant leader? But I'll leave that to Kathleen to discuss. So in following 15 minutes, I'm giving the floor to Irfan Godinjak from Symphony.
Thank you, Una. Thank you so much for this kind welcome and these kind words. Let me first share my presentation, and then I'll ask you one question I would like to ask you to try to answer if possible. When you're looking into those three words, pause, rewind, and play, do you think there is something worthwhile adding here as well? What do you do when you want to play your favorite song? What do you do when you want to see what's happening in the future faster? You need to hit the fast forward button. And welcome to Symphony, the future now.
Cool.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm really excited and honored to be here with you today, and I'm proud that Symphony has been a gold sponsor to this year's PMI Bosnia-Herzegovina chapter forum. I'm sure that the excitement would be even larger if we did manage to run this event in person, and especially because while we were discussing this topic with the PMI BNH chapter leadership, we thought that this building in the mountain of Trebojevic would be really a nice place where we could actually hold this event. Unfortunately, given the situation as it is right now in our area, I hope that we will be able to do this soon. And we made a commitment to the PMI Bosnia-Herzegovina chapter that we will actually hold one of the first meetups in this building. So here I'm really happy to share, first of all, a few pictures about this building. Let me just see, how does this work? Okay. Yeah, so to share a few pictures from this building, and I'm actually here right now having a magnificent view on the city of Sarajevo, and it's quite nice to be in the nature, actually. So please, first of all, follow Symphony and follow PMI chapter BNH on social media for the announcement of this event that will be happening hopefully very soon this year, as soon as we basically get out of this pandemic. So this building is icing on the cake of the Symphony's journey over the last 14 years. We believe that this building is just another another station in our strive to learn, to grow, to excel, while providing the best value to our clients as well to our employees. Personally, I'm really honored to give you this presentation today and to talk about the Symphony's philosophy of delivery and how we manage our clients and our success. So let me briefly go through the agenda of today's presentation. First of all, I'll try to really briefly introduce myself, and then I'll try to set the stage for the main topic by giving the short introduction to our company as well. Then I'll pretty much dive into the delivery philosophy, and I'll try to discuss several key concepts. The first concept is about a person or a persona, a service delivery manager. Then I want to touch base upon one skill, which we believe is really important, and it's communication. Then I want to talk about two processes. One we call setting and managing expectations. And then the second one is about really taking the ownership. When you combine those things into one idea, into one philosophy, you are pretty much close to idea of delivering success and delivering excellence. And then obviously I'll open the stage for Q&A if there are any questions. Okay, so let me introduce myself first. As Una said, I'm Irfan Godinjak. It's almost 20 years that I've been in the industry, actually. Time goes by so fast, I guess. I graduated in Australia, but I moved back to Bosnia quite soon after that. However, I've always been really lucky to work with the people and the companies that are outside of the Bosnia. And almost my entire career has been evolving around the idea of leading people, leading projects. I had several ventures into pure software development, just to try to understand how engineers really think and how they work. And my basic interests were really around how people, processes, and tools interact and interconnect to create value. And in the last few years, I'm trying to get into psychology a little bit more, and I'm trying to observe and learn its importance in combination with the previous mentioned concepts. It's true, I really love to push my limits, and I love to challenge myself and often push myself outside of my own comfort zone. And this has helped me stay strong, both physically and mentally, and in the same time allowed me to advance through my career. I'm interested in almost every sport, and my recent passion is based around triathlons. So I want to announce that this year I'm planning to attend 3 triathlons. See what happens, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I've been with Symphony, yeah, so this is a picture of me at one of the competitions, races, whatever. I do not have really good results, but nevertheless, I really enjoy doing this. So it's fun. Yeah, I've been with Symphony for more than 10 years, and my first role was really a project manager, and really a traditional project manager too. At that point in time, I was following the chapter, Bosnia-Herzegovina chapter. I think it was just about to be created and formed. And obviously, at that point in time, software industry was moving much faster than the rest of the industry. So we needed to depart away from the idea of PMI. So I'm really glad that I'm back in this PMI community, because I believe it still holds the largest project management, leadership, and delivery values among any other community that actually drives this idea. And my story in such a journey really matches the story of Symphony, and that's something that I want to talk briefly. As we are gold partners, obviously, we get a chance to promote ourselves a little bit. So I will try to be as short as possible. So Symphony, founded in 2007 with a mission to build a workforce of the future, where we did not really care about borders, geography, or citizenship. And that did not stop us in basically creating and collecting the best engineers globally and getting them in the teams to deliver the world-class work that really matters. We try to build teams of engineers that empower entrepreneurs and executives worldwide to crack tough technology challenges and make their visions a reality. And we have evolved a lot since those early days. Our full-time team has now grown to 350 incredibly talented technologists. And we went from working with the startups in the Silicon Valley to also partnering with the Fortune 5 category leaders across the globe. We expanded our tech stack and product capabilities. And most importantly, as we have grown, we tried to keep our small company spirit. We have never lost our focus on our people. We have grown from a small attic in Međarići, which is a neighborhood in Sarajevo, to a company with 6 consulting offices in Europe and United States, and 5 engineering hubs in Southeastern Europe. Over the last decade, we have perfected 3 models of engagement that allow us to execute both a project-based approach and an ongoing cooperation with our clients. So essentially, we have 3 models. One we called end-to-end digital products, where basically we engage with our clients. They have their own business vision, and we take the project ownership. Our teams handle every stage of the product development, from conceptualization to delivery, and the delivery is solely our responsibility. The second model is related to something that we call augmented teams, where we put our really exceptional talent engineers and developers into selected, I would say, clients to work together and to collaborate with those clients in basically achieving their business goals. We have teams of engineers that are really capable of cracking every single possible technological challenge in the world, I guess. Finally, and our third offering to the market is about our technical expertise, where we offer consulting services for enterprises and investment firms. And basically, we embed our knowledge and experience from more than 100 of different projects and clients that we have worked with in the last 10 years. Now I'm going to talk about Symphony values, something that we really cherish and try to keep very proudly for ourselves. We are really partnership powered, and we believe that the future's most impactful technology innovations will come from partnerships that are driven by dedicated and distributed teams. Usually, our clients won't build big in-house teams to do great work, and they will try to find partners that can scale and integrate into their own organizations fast. We are very culture-driven, and with every project, we aim to create a new cultural dimension based on the direct and honest communication. We are not afraid to disagree and push back on ideas to secure a better outcome for our clients and also our teams. Value and knowledge sharing is something that we really take great pride in, and that is one of the reasons why we wanted so badly to attend this forum as well, and to try to share some of our experiences and knowledge. But also, we try to share that with our clients, and we never really leave them alone until we are quite sure that the job is completely done and they are self-sufficient and that they can manage their own products in the future, right? So basically, everything that I said in those introductory minutes really shows that building this approach and experience could not occur overnight. And it took effort to shape it in a form that it looks like today. And I'm quite confident that this form is not the final one. As I said, this is just a stop on our journey to something that the future will bring. And we'll try to hit that fast forward button to see what is going to be happening in the future. And obviously, at the end of the day, somebody needs to make sure that we keep our promise. And our concept of delivery, our delivery philosophy is something that we are trying to place in a spotlight to make sure that we have teams of people that are capable of keeping our promise at any point in time. So let's talk about delivery philosophy. Okay, so let me first try to set the stage here and maybe put some kind of retrospective on how we got to this point from pure project management perspective. And then I'll again, I'm stressing it here because I think it's really important, the idea of this one person, one skill, two process, and the result that manifests in really a successful delivery and excellence across the plane. So let's talk about how we got here. As I said, I joined Symphony more than 10 years ago, and at that point in time, our delivery was really based around the traditional project management, and the offering on the market at that point in time was also mostly based on the end-to-end project offering. We usually worked on a typical waterfall model, but really fast we understood and realized that software industry and our clients are looking for something different. And then soon we decided to move away from the waterfall and started embracing Agile, and in particular the Scrum framework. The obvious and the natural way for us to basically jump into Agile fast was to just convert our project managers, our traditional project managers, to Scrum Masters. But obviously, the caveat there was that Scrum is easy to understand but hard to master, and that's something that we felt the pain on our own skin, because traditional project manager could hardly work in a fast-paced Agile way. And basically, in the same time, our business started to expand into Silicon Valley, and our business offering became more and more augmented. We were embedding our engineers and our teams into clients' teams. And that was, again, a fast forward for us, because we began a journey towards achieving technical excellence. Our engineers all of a sudden became exposed to advanced technologies and became really good at that. And Silicon Valley is, I'll use the local word because people will understand the best. Silicon Valley is like a mala mahala, really. A neighborhood where everybody knows each other, and good news travel really fast. So people by the word of mouth, I guess, started to come to us and asked if we can work with them. We got a lot of inquiries to expand our services and offers, and basically provide more and more to those clients. And by the nature of things, basically, those clients also became larger. And on their side, they had roles that were not purely engineering anymore. So all of a sudden, we realize that our engineers are actually talking to CEOs, CTOs, project managers, different kind of stakeholders that are really not that engineers. Most of the engineers, I would say, are not really interested and happy to get involved with. Obviously, we recognize that opportunity, and we realize that we need to open again the space for more roles, for Scrum Masters, for product owners, for project managers, that really needed to match our technical excellence with the delivery approach that will allow our engineers to be as brilliant, while we keep them away from the organizational politics, from the bureaucracy, from the interests, from the clashing stakeholders' interests. And in the same time, we need to make sure that all of those stakeholders are really satisfied. So meet the persona, service delivery manager. I guess looking back and thinking about how I looked like as a waterfall traditional project manager, if I think about what service delivery manager is, I personally feel this guy is a project manager on steroids. Modern, agile, facelifted, digital, really a leader that will take the team and the client and engage with them on a journey to basically to journey and experience, provide the experience where they will together create a higher value. In software industry, the old manager or the old project manager, I would say, was really observed as a boss to the team, and the service delivery manager is the leader. I'm not going to discuss the servant leader versus leader because, and I saw in the comments that somebody mentioned Scrum guy in 2020 actually says that there is no more servant leadership, so there is only a leadership really. So yeah, our service delivery manager is really a leader, and when I'm giving this talk, I'm actually thinking about whether we should change this title completely and throw out the title manager. It's a coach, and that's the person that really cares about the team, about our engineers, and about our clients as well. We see our service delivery manager as all-in-one person, really. When we try to initially describe it, we said something like a mini CEO person, who's really a CEO for that particular engagement or for a particular project. The idea is that service delivery manager takes care of the full ownership of the engagement with the client and with the team. So in that sense, SDM will own the scope, the product, the process, the team, the delivery, the contract or the statement of work. And what is the most important, I think, is the overall engagement experience, because that's the first person that the client and the team will go to when they have any challenges. And obviously, this person is really a person to go to for any issues or items related to billing or finances, marketing, performance management, etc. We see this as a very challenging role, but I can tell you it's very fulfilling as well. At the moment, as obviously we are expanding and we are moving really fast. We are creating the entire career path around this role. We will introduce several seniority levels, and basically give people opportunity to scale up and to raise up to the occasion. Okay, so if you look at one skill that is really required to fulfill this role, I think it's communication. And communication is something that is really important for us at Symphony, and we really stress on it. we really want to make sure that all of our people are able to communicate, first of all, honestly, openly, transparently, and in a timely manner. And that's because, and that's why this skill is very often makes or breaks the deal. That often makes the difference between success and failure. Within this company, we talk a lot, formally and informally, and we encourage all stakeholders to get involved. Especially in the era of online meetings and the digital communication, I would say, it is really important where there is no enough or any face-to-face meetings as we are having it right now. It's really important to make sure that communication is so straight and so precise that there is no need that all ambiguities are actually resolved. And yeah, we try to follow the Agile Manifesto value, which states that individuals and interactions are more important than processes and tools. But still, we believe that reporting formally is really important. And we try to keep it as lean as possible, but we try to usually report on the progress, budget, and the risks. Three key components of the formal reporting communication that gets everybody pretty much on the same page. As a company, we love feedback, both giving and taking, and both positive and improving. We honestly believe that feedback is about learning, and feedback is about becoming better. It's important to learn from previous experiences in order to have continuous improvement and continuous growth. It is important to acknowledge the success. And while doing this, it is important to remain humble, respectful, and assertive. As previously mentioned, we are continuously striving to achieve excellence. And really, this is again in accordance with another Agile principle that states that continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. So in order to do that and to get there, it is important to challenge yourself and others, question always, all the time, proposals and ideas, and strive to provide the best possible value. Let me give you just one really recent example. Recently we've been working with the client that demonstrated really a strong sentiment towards one particular technical solution. And our engineers felt that they could do it much better and much more effective, I guess, and more efficient. The solution that the client was really pushing for was good, right? But it did not give us confidence that we will be able to deliver within the budget and within the timeline that we were given. And then our entire team essentially got engaged together with the engineers and the clients, and we managed to create a solution and the proposal that provided the better value to the client in the end. And just yesterday, really, I learned that we are fairly close to delivering the first version of this software. And with that idea that client had, it would probably take extra additional time. So I don't know how much, but for sure it would take at least several more sprints. So this is quite a good point where I can start talking about the next topic, and that's the first process that I want to talk about today. And the process really is about setting and managing expectations. Okay, so as I said previously, service delivery manager takes the team and the client to a journey where we all together create value. And we can define this journey also through the prism of, the famous model proposed by Bruce Tuckman in 1965, which really talks about the idea of forming, storming, norming, performing model. And basically, he said that these are the phases where every team needs to go through, to basically to be able to grow up, face up the challenges, tackle problems, find solutions, plan work, and deliver results. And I guess everybody in software really knows how painful the forming and storming can be. So the goal really is to have the team navigate the forming and storming phases as fast as possible and try to reach, the norming, performing phases faster. So how do we do that? Let's look into how we work with our clients and how we work with our teams in bringing them closer together, especially in those early phases of the engagement. Our clients come in really various forms and shapes, and we love them. They have their own desires, they have their own plans, they have visions, and often, that mismatches a little bit what's realistic. They're really tech savvy. They are masters of agile process. They're really good in delivery, and they have high technical qualities. But it can also be vice versa as well. So what is really important is that we need to engage and understand them, understand their story, but also tell our story. Because we work in an industry, we have delivered so many projects, and we have seen so many situations that our clients likely have not. So it's about, telling the story, advising, proposing, convincing how we solve both technical and non-technical challenges. It is important that we are able to understand the users of our clients. We need to understand their pains, and we need to understand what value means for them. We need to understand also the product, the strategy, and the roadmap, and how they want to get from point A to point B. And then basically what we really in those circumstances need to do is offer our hand to both our teams and our clients and take them on a journey where they will be able to provide the value to be able to be successful and to be able to execute whatever the transformation they need to do. In the same time, it is important to be transparent even when doing the plans. We do the plans together, and we apply various planning techniques. If we want to make something, if we want to make a quick and impactful change, we try to define 30, 60, and 90 days plans with clear goals and milestones. Over this period of time, at each step, we try to deliver concrete and tangible value to both clients and to teams. On the other hand, if we are building a product, then we plan through ideation phases, design sprints, releases, and successful deliveries. It is important to focus on the value, and ideally focus on the value is again one of the agile principles that talks about it, which pretty much says our highest priority is satisfy client through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So we need to show the value fast, and we need to show it continuously. So the other side of the medal, or the other side of the coin, is obviously the team, which we grab with another hand. What our teams really need is they need to be comfortable. yet they need to be really challenged with new tasks and new technical challenges. Most of the time, they will need to sit really close on the edge of their comfort zone, but still be in there to provide the optimal value. And it is important that engineers remain happy about it, because then they are the most creative, I guess. And in order to bring the team through forming and storming, Symphony engages several internal parties to make sure that we are setting the team for the success. From the delivery point of view, it is important to establish the delivery mindset, provide sufficient client and team onboarding process, establish and align on methodology that will be used and how it will be conveyed into practice. It is really important to define the success criteria. And it is important to establish the reporting practices. We try to establish team compositions and team roles and use agile coaches to help teams align on the process faster. Our engineering leadership team helps the team calibrate on the technical quality standards while promoting the full stack development and often really beyond. Each engagement gives opportunity to learn new things, master new technologies. Specialization in one vertical, such as backend or frontend, does not exclude the necessity to know other things. It is very often undesirable that a backend engineer can do DevOps part as well, and the frontend needs to be interested in doing and in learning something in the backend part, etc. This helps the team become more self-organized and more cross-functional. And this is another principle of the agile development, really. Complexity of challenges to be solved forces us to think about the architecture, and we always need to be at least 1 or 2 steps in defining the architecture, because we need to anticipate the change. We know that change is something that is desirable in agile. So our solution architects really need to think thoroughly and always be ahead at least few steps to make sure that when either client has new desires and new asks, and the team is actually ready to execute that on the architecture that is already in place. And obviously, and the most likely, the first and the last most important thing that we need to make sure we take great care is really the security. Every day, I think we witness security breaches, data leaks, data compromises. So our technical people really need to take extreme care in making sure that the systems that we provide for our clients are as secure as they can be. We care a lot about our people, and we need to make sure that their talent is spotted and nurtured properly. We promote the learning culture that goes really beyond the technology. It is important to make individuals fit better into teams. So we encourage our engineers to engage into learning and acquiring important soft skills that make them, in the end of the day, better team members and more effective team members. And this is quite important for them as well, because they are expanding on their own skill set, makes them more valuable and more presentable in the market in general. We really encourage the engineers to also give and take feedback and to learn and to advance from it. Obviously, feedback can be sometimes difficult to take, but it is really important to embed this into the mindset of people, that feedback is something that is not there to represent a punishment, but rather to represent an opportunity to advance and to become better by understanding what and how it can be potentially improved. For those who follow us on social media, I guess, you'll see a lot discussion about our community. And community is really one of the core values of Symphony. These amazing people help our teams in their strive for healthy work-life balance and extracurricular activities, and helping really keep our teams motivated. Later on, I will also talk about the success, and our community team is in charge of making sure that every success that we make with our clients and internally is celebrated properly. So we have this culture of success celebration that gives opportunity for every individual to feel appreciated as a valuable team member.
Irfan, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have like 4 or 5 minutes more. So if you plan to have some Q&A or something,
Cool.
maybe
yeah,
time to wrap up a little bit.
Sure, no problems. Okay, let me fast forward actually. Okay, so what's really important here is once we give the commitment, we need to stick to it. And giving commitment is sometimes very hard. So we teach our engineers to estimate with confidence, to share understanding of the estimate with the clients, and to try to figure out all possible situations where we could have potential issues. So to ensure the contingency, and basically make it really clear to the client. There is no need to hide anything, even contingency, if it can be explained. And this is really one of the key ingredients of setting joint expectations, clear and precise. I will skip a little bit, and I just want to talk about ownership because I think it's really important. As I pointed out previously, clients really come in different shapes and sizes, and they have one common thing, and that is the problem that they need to solve. And when coming to us, they really have exhausted pretty much all internal capacities and capabilities searching for the solution. So that's why they decide to seek for the outside help. Symphony does not have own product as yet, so we need to find a smart way how we can actually bond, engage with our clients in understanding the underlying problems and the pains they have, in order to help them and basically support them in solving those problems. And I've personally come across 2 different states of mind that can help us get this ownership. One is something which I call emotional attachment, and the other one is something which is much more sophisticated, I guess, and it's called professionalism. So for a long time, I really believe that emotional attachment is only way to crack into the client pain and be able to effectively provide genius solution. And by this, I really mean that you can so strongly identify that the problem on a personal level that you can really feel the pain. In my career so far, I think I managed to emotionally attach only a handful of products, and everything else was like, okay, I'm just doing it, I'll continue doing it, but not that I will get involved into that too much. But then I realized that you can also pretty much artificially create this state by just being professional. If you show your genuine interest in learning something new or solving a new problem. And in order to do that, it really requires to step out of your comfort zone. You must accept that you are the change agent and that you have the power to influence the change, but only if you are brave enough and if you are confident enough. And this is so powerful. Here, it is really important that individuals and teams are achieving their full satisfaction while being outside of their comfort zone, because that's where they are most creative, most productive, and most innovative. Okay, so you have cut me now, but anyway.
Time.
2 more minutes. So basically, this is the mindset that we are really promoting. I try to explain when we put all of those things together, that the person of a service delivery manager, a leader that takes the client and the team to the states where they can create the value, organization that promotes open and transparent and honest communication, and combine it with powerful processes of setting and managing expectation and taking ownership, you really come to Symphony and our philosophy and concept of delivering excellence. And the goal is really to make everybody happy, to have satisfied client, to have satisfied team, and at the end of the day, to have also satisfied the company. And yeah, from the small attic in Nijarchi to 6 consulting offices and 5 engineering hubs, and most likely the only software company at the highest elevation at the mountain of Trebevic in the entire, I think, Southeastern Europe. So yeah, I'll let you imagine where we will be the next time when we press this fast forward button. Thank you.
Thank you, Irfan. Maybe we have a minute or two for a question or two. If there's someone who would like to pose the question and ask something, I'm sure that Irfan is more than willingly is going to do so. I have to share the piece of professional private experience. I used to work with a Symphony. We had an opportunity to be the part of the team, actually in the moment when they were shifting from DevLogic to Symphony. And we had a hands-on experience with the media in their premises, and to see how that philosophy works on a daily basis. So, and I must say that we and also the colleagues from media were really impressed. I'm sure that everyone are looking forward to the new building and to move to new premises as soon as possible.
Definitely.
And everybody want to envy you.
Well, everybody is welcome to visit us here and follow us on LinkedIn.
Everyone is a community first. So I think that there are no questions, and the people really actually got the idea of this addition of fast forward to pause, rewind, and play, and to entire philosophy of the Symphony as really one of the most successful IT companies, in not only in Bosnia and Herzegovina, I can clearly say in the region. And thank you, Irfan, for being with us today.